here on the Flames Nation YouTube or wherever you put sound into your ear holes. If you're just doing the listening thing, then however you do that, we're here again on your Spotify's and Googles and Apples. And
would you recommend the YouTubes? Is that the preferred method of intake? I feel like there's a lot of video elements these days.
I talk to a lot of people, and they only do the YouTubes.
Yeah, good.
They only do the YouTubes, and we're not going to judge you. I get it. If you want to see all that is this fantastic program, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you'd rather not look at our faces, I understand that.
And you can hear someone eating like an alligator's tongue, but to see it, that's really
for a lot of the Pinder Report, I think there would be benefits to not seeing.
I would say I tried my best not to. Yeah. It's a daily thing for me.
What have we got today? Pretty good.
Yeah.
More fails than gross today.
Okay. Well, of course, today.
Friday is Hawaiian shirt day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Tis indeed. Now, where do we find you? You are on location.
Really spruced up the place, Rhett. Looks lovely.
Well, you guys bitch about my background, so I went out and bought an office space.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Looks great.
Baristas. I hired some baristas.
Yeah.
Some of those topless baristas. I got you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can smell the macchiato from here. So you're one of those hipsters just hanging out at the Starbucks to.
It's me and another guy with his headphones on. It's looking good.
To use the Wi-Fi.
He's listening to music, pretending to apply for jobs, and you're actually getting something done here. Let's go. Come on now.
He's on ZipRecruiter trying to make things happen.
Yeah. How much product do you have to buy before you kind of don't feel guilty about just sitting there and using this?
Good question.
I grab a coffee, chill out. I don't know.
That's it, though? Just a coffee, and you're comfy to sit for 2 hours? I don't feel any obligation.
I spend enough with the baristas in the coffee shop that over the course of the year, if I use your Wi-Fi for a couple hours, you're still coming out ahead.
Yeah,
Dean, what's the magic for you? Where's your comfort level? If you're going to squat for 2 hours,
I just want to leave the house.
Yeah, it's very awkward. I'd probably be sitting in my car, hot spotting off a phone or something like that. It wouldn't so much be guilt of using the Wi-Fi. It would be about just talking and having people look at me. Who's this? What's this happening? What's going on? What are you doing? Yeah. Kind of like when we used to do stuff at Shanks. You'd be sitting there doing the hockey game or whatever, and people walk up. What are you doing? What are you doing here? What is it? What is it you're doing? What is this thing? What are you doing?
Justin Timberlake. I'm sorry. This is a post Sorry.
Some Fog Hat. You guys play any Fog Hat? No, not the thing, dude. Not the thing. Stupid.
I think I'd have to get the meal to be comfy. You're gonna get a couple snacks, Rhett, then the coffee.
I'll tell you what. I might also walk away with a piece of property or a home. This area is beautiful.
Where are you?
It's called the Finger Lakes region of New York, and because they got a bunch of lakes that look like. Guess.
Fingers.
Yeah, it was like 5.
Right.
Kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway,
does the shoveler like the
Finger Lakes?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you may have to buy some land then. I just listen. If you're gonna buy property, and it's got to be a
sport,
it's got to be a family decision before you just drop dough on it. So would it be like would it be a summer home type of a spot? Is that
looks beautiful?
Might be overpriced. It is gorgeous though.
Yeah.
So you're kind of between Syracuse and Roch, if I'm looking at this properly.
Yeah. Skaneateles. It's anyway.
Beautiful.
Visit the Finger Lakes. Discover the beauty of Finger Lakes.
Yep.
You guys should come.
I'll be right there. Let's get into it. Let's why waste any time? Now we a bit of a moving target with Darren Dreger. We're not sure if we're going to get him. We may get him. If we get him at all, it's going to be later in the show.
Big day in Toronto.
The Leafs that they held their State of the Union.
Okay, so that's why it's painful when you go on any of the Canadian sports coverage media places.
Yeah,
and it's just. Ugh.
Yeah. So they fired the coach, but Shanahan is staying, and Treliving is staying, and of course Keith Pelly is staying.
Everybody's taking the everyone except the players. It's everyone except the players' fault.
I don't know.
That's on me. Keith said it was on him. I don't know if Treliving said it.
And said it's on him. Tree's probably gonna do his thing where he says, "I got to be better," but I mean, really, he's tweaked around the edges of a core that was already there.
Did any of the guys leave it? Any of the players that didn't win? Did any of them say it's on us?
Yeah, I think
for the most part, they just all said, "We want to be here. We want to stay. We don't want to leave. We love it here. I'd love to be here.
We're gods here. Imagine if we actually won anything."
Yeah, it seems as though there's, without saying as much, there's a recognition and an admission that change needs to happen on the ice, and it will to some extent. So
I sure hope those guys with those contracts are willing to.
Yeah,
they do kind of control a lot, don't they?
Oh, you want to make changes?
Yeah,
those what kind of changes?
Clauses. Those the thing about them is the player controls them, not the team.
Yeah, because I just bought like a hot tub and some new, like a pergola in the backyard. I was just going to hang out there.
Just getting warm. I really wouldn't want to.
Like I just bought it. I dropped about $3,000 on this pergola.
Yeah,
and some patio furniture.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like hauling it right now, so I'm going to say no to the waiving of the no trade clause.
Right.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
Why don't you ask one of the other fellas?
Yeah, I talked to some of the other guys. Is there anybody that doesn't have a no trade?
Does anyone else not have a pergola?
Tavares' backyard was redone 5 years ago. He's due for a refresh.
Yeah.
He may as well just move. This is my
did some
first
landscaping, but I mean, it's the shits. It's no good. So and so again, original point. We may or may not have dregs today because that's a big deal. But they had the thing this morning, and then they had some desk work to do.
I wouldn't be surprised if the old TSN folk did a sort of recap of the whole brass talking thing. There's a lot of layers there, hey?
Yeah.
Like when Treliving was here, he would do that and no one else spoke. And there it's like Keith Pelly, Brendan Shanahan, Brad Treliving, like, and that's coach's fire. That may be another guy that spoke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope it works out for them. All I know is it impacts us. I didn't think it was going to impact us, but here we are. We don't know if we got our Friday guest until maybe later in the show, if at all.
Short show.
Yeah, short show today. Might be a short playoff for the old Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, shit. Watching these playoffs, there's some teams that I feel like, again, Brian Burke always told us, he talked to Gary, only one team wins the Stanley Cup every year.
Now, you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I defer to Brian, but it feels like, as we watch here, it's the early part of round number 2, but it feels like there's going to be some teams that won't win the cup that are very much cup caliber teams.
Yeah.
Colorado, Dallas, that's a lot of fun. The Rangers look real good. If you don't look at the series score between the Canes and the Rangers, you feel really good if you're the Carolina Hurricanes because you are out-chancing, out-shooting, 5-on-5, you're outscoring, you're out-everythinging the Rangers.
Yeah.
Until the power plays kick in, and that's kind of an issue. Now, I guess you're not out goaltending because Shesterkin is pretty good. Because it was last year when the Carolina Hurricanes got swept, and Rod Brindamore came out and said that was not a sweep. I know it was 4 games, but that's not a sweep. I wonder if he's going to shine that puppy up here again in a couple days. I know it's 4 games, but we didn't get swept because they're down 3-0, and it has been. I went through a whole bunch of shit this morning. They've lost 5 of 6 to the Rangers this year, all by a single goal. All of their last 8 playoff losses have been by a single goal. They've outshot the Rangers 129-87. That's 42 shot advantage through 3 games.
Yeah.
No, and the power play is killing the Carolina Hurricanes. The Rangers have been shorthanded 32 times this playoff. They've outscored opponents 3-2, including this series where they give up another shorthanded goal, and the power play is 0 for 15. It's no good. It's killing the Canes right now. And they had the second best power play in the regular season.
The other thing that's happening here is it's kind of the Daryl Sutter thing. They're settling for volume rather than quality of chance. We got some stuff in the Pinder Report on that, but it's like, yes, you are out shooting them. you could argue you think you're outchancing them, but the high danger stuff is actually really close. And Shesterkin's been just a hair better. So there you are.
Shesterkin's been great.
And look, like that's the
you
guy.
Watch these games, and I mean, I'll defer to the other guys that will tell me what a high danger is and what isn't a high danger. All I know is the rebound control has been great. He is in control at all times, and the Carolina Hurricanes are having a hell of a time getting anything by him. And again, it's that situation where your power play isn't working, and it's giving momentum to the other team to the point that
There's one last thing you haven't brought up, and I always go back to that year that John LeClaire and the Montreal charged through the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup.
93?
Yeah. They won every overtime game.
Yeah.
Right?
Just the team on it.
I know it all adds up at the end of the day. You need the goal if it does. But one of a win in overtime in either the last two games, and you feel obviously a lot different than 3-0. But you got to win overtime games. They're huge because they're the coin tosses, right? Like it's playoff hockey and it's tough hockey and it's an even matchup and they're both good teams. Get that playoff.
The Habs in 93 won 10 consecutive overtime contests in a single postseason.
Unbelievable.
And you go 500 there, you're probably knocked out at some point because one of those series went long and you don't win a cup. I mean, you just need to get lucky on top of being very good because it's a tournament with usually 8 to 12 really good teams and only one of them is going to win. You're going to need some bounces. Last night felt like the night that Carolina gets back in this. They pull their goalie, they tie it late, and you're like, there it is. That's the break they've been waiting for. And then Panarin's high kicking before the ice is even dry in overtime.
Yeah. And it's a unfortunate play, right? It's Orlov. He just mishandles it off the board. Are they beating any other teams?
You can play the series again, they could win it. I mean, it's that close, right? Yeah. It's just that they're now in a serious hole, and not unlike the series of Florida last year. I'm not convinced that Florida's better. That was their 950 Bob run.
And everything that could be going right for the Rangers is. The goaltender is playing well. Zibanejad is on they've won 7 in a row. He's on a 7-game point streak. He's got 12 points. Trocheck had the double OT winner in game 2, assists here on the game winner. He's got points in all 7 games. And Panarin has factored in on all the game-winning goals in 4 straight games. They're getting everything right now.
You know, the other thing I would say, I watched that game, and I thought Carolina controlled the game for the most part, but the Rangers missed on 2 breakaways and had some really good chance, right? Like, it's even, but don't discount that the Rangers are real effing good, too.
They're real good.
Yeah, they look like a team that's not going to be easy to beat 4 times in a 2-week span. Like, everything's going right for them. We talked about it before the playoffs. Like, you go through that roster, there's not a lot of teams where you can say, okay, arguably best goalie in the world, that's our guy in net. Arguably like a perennial Norris Trophy guy in Adam Fox. One of the heaviest, most feared hitters in the league, Jacob Trouba on that same blue line. And then up front, we got a 50-goal guy in Kreider, a guy that was in the Conn Smythe race. It's not Conn Smythe, Art Ross race in Panarin. And, oh, by the way, we still, Zibanejad, who can flirt with 50-goal paces with ease. And then, there's this old number 1 pick that everyone thought was a bust. And all of a sudden, he's now a really good player. Like, it's a really good team.
He's playing really well now, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been great this playoffs.
Yeah.
It's happening, right? And on top of all that, Philip Hedl, who hadn't played since November 2nd and tried to come back midseason, did a little twirl of practice and left again. You're like, I don't know if this guy plays again. He came back last night, and they reunited the kid line, which is him, Kakko, and Lafreniere. Like, that's another top 9 and a centerman there. Like, they're just so deep.
Yeah, I went back to look because he did miss most of the season. He played 10 regular season games, but last year, 22 goals in 74 games. They really just add that guy. Yeah. Real good player. So, that's another team. They were not good for a long time, for a period of time anyway. Seemed to, make some good signings.
I would say it was a short amount of time. They weren't very good, but they quickly rebounded.
They sent that letter out to season ticket holders and said, look, we got to tear it down to build it back up. And a lot of good things happened in that span. Like, they go ink free agent Panarin, Adam Fox falls in their lap, Shesterkin replaces Lundqvist. That's
Troubadour.
like 2 decades worth of luck they got in a 3-4 year span there. And then they win some draft lotteries, pick 1 and 2. But it was a really quick turnaround. It doesn't have to be the whole decade of misery. Now it helps that you're New York, but that's a pretty that's the case study on how to turn it around quick, I suppose.
I'm thinking off the top of my head because Chris Drury's the GM. Who was the GM there before? That was the assistant.
The guy that's in Montreal, Jeff Gorton.
Yeah, so it was Jeff Gorton. And why did they
they got ousted
him? And what was it? Because he and John Davidson were both kind of showing the door.
There was a fight or something that happened on the ice. Didn't somebody do something? And
well, there was
There
was the Tony D'Angelo, Alexander Georgiev thing.
That was I don't know.
They got ousted when I think there probably should have been more patience than there was. They end up firing Gallant.
I think it was
GM.
And I think it was there was more.
There was some infighting. Probably,
Gordon wouldn't do what the owner wanted him to, as far as making a public apology or going out and lambasting someone. And he was like, "No, I'm not." And so the owner said, "Well, I'm a dick and I own the team." So you
true, yeah.
And he is a dick, and he does own the team. Those are 2 undeniable facts.
True, yeah.
And he has a really, 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 really shitty cover band that sucks a lot.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we do, because we used to play that with Stephen Brown.
I've seen it. They're the shits.
Yeah, they suck a lot.
Anyway, but we talk a lot when we get obviously talk about a lot about free agents, and it feels like a lot of free agents end up being not so good. Last couple of years, it was not a good signing. They get bought out, that sort of thing, and you go back over time and Zdeno Chara, maybe the best free agent signing of all time. Artemi Panarin. He's making a lot of money, but he has been a very good ad for them as a free agent.
Big time.
To me, a guy making a lot of money is a guy that doesn't earn it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't typically say McDavid's making a lot of money.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? And Panarin's in the same ilk where he's getting paid well, but he's earning every damn dime. Like, you're not going, we need to squeeze more out of this guy.
Yeah, no, it's totally true. There's value, even though he's making 11 or whatever it is, Dino. Like, you're like, we don't, if you gave us the money back and took away the player, we'd be sour. Like, we want this guy. That's the best way we can spend 11, whatever.
And how old was he?
Would have been probably 27, 28, 29.
So
he did Chicago to Columbus, then free agent, shows up in
Wasn't
New York.
That the disgusting thing about Panarin was the Chicago dealing?
Yeah, I think they knew what no one else knew, which was he was going to be a Ranger or nothing else. That's just what it was. And
I don't know
so
if
they
you're
said,
Chicago.
Let's Chicago get more than sod for sure.
Yeah, I think that was anyway.
But you're right. That was Kane's running mate. They did some damage together.
Yeah, traded from Chicago with Tyler Mott in a 6th for Brandt, and that was in 2017. So Columbus had him for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and they walked him to UFA, which stings.
He wasn't staying there.
Yeah, they knew it. I mean, and to Jarmo's credit, he said, we've been building this for a while. We're going to try to win with this group. And if we have to be bad next year, but we got a banner hanging, so be it. They just
to his credit or to his detriment, right? Because they also had Duchesne. Didn't they hang on to Duchesne? They had 2 or 3 guys there.
Yeah, Nyquist as well.
Tampa Bay that first round that year, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of those years. I mean, it wasn't like they didn't have a nice little run. It just didn't get that close to a cup.
Yeah. Yeah, he
makes 11.6. That's legit money.
And in that playoff run,
every nickel.
He had 11 points in 10 games. So he was good. He was good for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was over a point a game, 27, 28 goal seasons, the whole thing. But has gone to the Rangers. And I'm just trying to think, like, over a point a game every single season, had 120 this year. I remember we were talking about it not long ago. It's his first 100-point season because he had 92 and 96 and 95. Well, 120 as it ends up, and now he is.
And where's that last year, the year before, the year before? I mean, I know McDavid's had great years, but the reason we didn't hardly hear his name was because Kucherov and McKinnon and McDavid were so far ahead, right? Like 120? Come on.
He's a top 10 forward in the league. There's no doubt about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's a stud.
That you didn't draft and didn't give up anything other than salary to get him. So he has been dynamite for sure. But it seems hard now for the Hurricanes. how do you win 4 in a row against this team that has not lost a game yet?
It never looks like there's a path when you're down 3-0. It's
Yeah.
because like 99% of the time there isn't one, and we don't usually see that 1%. So, of course, it looks bleak. It always looks bleak when it's 3-0.
But it's bleak, but it's also against a powerhouse.
Yeah,
right?
but they also have only lost 1-goal games. You were just saying, like,
Yeah.
we can spin this whichever way you want. They're down 3-0. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You're
You're
muted,
muted,
there,
fella.
If they come back, it's great, but I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, well they're real close to, they're right there to win the series." Like,
It feels very similar to Florida last year.
it does, and they're going to be disheartened. Don't effing kid yourself. Like if you're Carolina, those guys are sitting there waking up, going, "Yeah, we're going to show up and we're going to play, but F."
Yeah. 1-goal games, 1 in double overtime, 1 in overtime. We're right there, boys. We're right there. Yep. We're right there, which I think sometimes you'd almost rather get friggin' blown out, and so you don't have to worry about it. Now you're second guessing every little right, every little thing. What if I get more of that shot, or what if for the goalie? What if I get just a little bit more off of my arm?
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder again. We're putting the gravestone up. Does this have any impact on Rod Brind'Amour and what we're hearing? I think we all kind of think that they'll work it out. He's in Carolina. He's going to stay there.
Yeah.
London likes to negotiate. He's that sort of guy. This kind of shit is going to be back. It would be back-to-back sweeps out of a postseason, despite how good they've been.
I think it has something to do with it, but it's not what it's going to be. I don't think that's what Rod is deciding on. I think only Rod knows what he wants, and he'll do what he wants.
It's an owner thing.
Yeah,
to me, he's a guy with a no move clause. If he wants to stay, he can stay. He can make whatever decision he wants. He can make less money because I think has lots of it. Or he can go, you know what? I need a fresh start. Yeah, Ronnie Francis is offering me 7. I'm going to go to Seattle for a while. But seriously,
the owner is a wild card. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think for Rod, it's going to work out for Rod one way or the other, whatever happens. But owners are weird. Millionaires, billionaires. I think I don't hang out with one of them, but it feels like they very much can march to the beat of their own drum. They do what they want. They don't put up with shit they don't like, that sort of thing. And it's not Brind'Amour's. I think he's one of the best guys doing it, but I don't know what Dundon thinks. I don't know where his level of, being blood red mad. Where is he at? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Is the owner furious that they haven't gotten over the hump and that he thinks you should have a banner by now? Or is the owner like, the process is good, we just need a few tweaks? Rod, you're our guy. We don't know, because you're right. Like, Rod's made $50+ million as a player, never mind the healthy coaching salaries. Rod can do whatever he wants. He can make whatever he wants. He can coach wherever he wants. This is about the owner and how sour he is if they're done. And I'll tell you what, it'd be a shame. Like, if they lose in 4 and another sweep, I mean, I think Connie, look, you're just a Markstrom and a Kuzmenko away. Look how close you were. Look how close you were. Take that nice young prospect in your first and another. Let's go. Win that cup, Tommy.
Because the general manager, Donnie Waddell, he'll have some things to figure out too. Tara Vinen, Gensel, of course, who they brought in. Martinook again. Stefan Nason. And then on the back end, Shea, Pesce, D'Angelo, Chatfield.
Shea Pesce's important.
All unrestricted.
And don't for 1 second think that Rod Brind'Amour doesn't have an influence on those guys staying or wanting to try something else.
And Natchez is an RFA with Arbrights at 25. He's making 3.
And they like Chatfield. I'm surprised he's a U already. He felt like an RFA type guy. That's a sneaky guy that'll get a bunch of interest around the league.
I'm more of a McCoy myself.
So that
Get it, Dean?
It's a Romeo and Juliet joke. Yeah.
No. It's a Waylon and Willie joke.
Isn't it a real band in that?
It's the Hatfields and McCoys did have a real life feud.
Hatred.
Yeah.
Do you know that,
Feuding
right?
like the Hatfields.
I confused it with the last names in Romeo and Juliet. Yes, the feud. I get it.
What was it? Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? Was that anyway? So yes, damn it. Sorry, Canes. Don't like your chances now. Picked you to win the series, even after the Rangers are up 1-0. What a silly goose I am.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Silly goose.
Rangers are feeling it.
Rangers are going to be a tough out,
aren't they? Now you feel like because I said there's so much going right. Something's,
No, you're right.
Power play can't continue. You're
no,
not gonna,
I think you're wrong, though. That's how you win cups. Things go right. And the other thing you need to think about is if they win the next game, rest, they're getting lots of rest.
I was just going to say.
I'll take that over injuries and wearing down and feeling like shit.
Yeah, if anyone knows, it's you guys on that 04 team. You had a lot of long series, 7 games, 6 games, 7 games, or 7 games, 6 games, 6 games, 7 games. Like that's a lot of hockey. If Boston, Florida looks anything long, I mean, that just tips the scales even further in the Rangers' direction. I mean, if the next thing you know, Sam Reinhart's nicked up or Bobrovsky's a little bit tender, or we lose a D-man, there goes Montour. Like when you're not playing, you can't get hurt. And the longer that Boston-Florida series goes, the more the Rangers become a heavy favorite in the conference final should they wrap this thing up quickly. So I guess it's imperative for Laviolette's crew to get the win on the weekend.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time. And Trocheck was saying after the game that Panarin stood up in the room or said something after regulation and then goes out and wins it. But it's like this is how you win cups by capitalizing when you need one goal to get a game. This is how you win, not by a puck going in your net and now you're into a 5 or a 6 or a 7 game series when you don't need to be. So
don't let Brendan Morrison score in triple OT in game 6.
Yeah. Who better than you, Retro, to know that.
Although
thank you to Mr. Public, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, Hamlet. Sorry, not Romeo and Juliet.
It was the 20th anniversary yesterday, by the way, of the game that followed your victory.
Yeah, we missed that one yesterday. Felt bad about that.
Yeah.
Every year we remember that one. It's a big one.
How many years ago now?
20.
Holy shnikes. 20. Jeez.
20.
So yeah, Rangers are feeling it. They are feeling it.
Best goalie in the world? If you take anyone in the league to start a franchise right now, you got to win. Who are you taking ahead of Shesterkin?
Wolf. Maybe.
Is Vasilevsky
a little early for me? If it's the American League, sure.
Vasilevsky's
been a couple of years since he's been in that territory. I'm not saying he can't get back there, but I think it's been Shesterkin that's took over the last 3 years.
Well, Ryan, I typically don't like to argue with you, and I'm certainly not going to pick a fight on this one.
Hellebuck, you got to give a nod to, but the playoffs probably didn't inspire hope there, did they?
Igor is 28. Maybe a little older than I thought. I didn't realize this is sixth season.
It's mint.
Yeah. It is mint. That's just
what's he got on his deal? Because that's some theft there too.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, how about the Rangers? Feeling good. I was a little worried about the Dallas Stars last night, with about 5 minutes to go or whatever in the third period.
You weren't worried when they're up 4-0 though, right?
No, 4-0. Okay, so you've righted the ship.
Colorado, man.
And then, oh damn!
I'm assuming Rhett didn't see this, but it felt like game 1 against the Jets again, where it's like, oh yeah, this is a laugher, and then everyone in the building is like clinging on with fingernails, afraid to breathe here.
What are we talking about?
Well, I'm trying to remember because the Winnipeg game wasn't quite like that. Like I know what you're saying.
They're up 4-1 at one point, weren't they?
It was 3-0 for them in game 1, and of course we know that Colorado comes all the way back to win. Last night they're up 4-0 in this game, and everyone's scoring goals. Heiskanen's got a couple, and Hintz has got a goal, and Sagan's got a goal, and the crowd is loving life. And it's okay. So little blip on the radar in game 1. We had the lead, didn't hold on. Tonight we're gonna just cruise, and then it's 4-1, then 4-2, then 4-3, and they get the empty netter to win it 5-3. But yeah, the pulse, the puckering was definitely happening. There was some puckering in Dallas for sure.
So I think it was pull your goalie with 4 minutes left.
Yes, down 2, they pull them,
and then they score, put the goalie back in, then get a power play, pull again. But if I'm correct, but I think that got neutralized at some point. It was
that's what it was, because it was to the point, and I wonder about that sometimes, especially with Colorado, because you can't help but put yourself in Bednar's shoes. I would want to give my team with that power play. Let's keep it 5-on-4 I feel like when there's 10 guys out there and 2 refs, it's too friggin' many guys out there. It's I just let's try the power play and
Someone
see
will
if
get a
it works.
coincidental penalty. Let's
and
go.
then we'll pull the goalie if need be. And they had chances. Ottinger was real good last night, made a couple of big saves early on in the game. But this is shaping up. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Big, heavy teams going at it.
Tanev getting a lot of love too for his play. Again, no surprises there. He's been a great fit.
I was reading this morning. What was it for Hintz? Had 1 point through the first 8 playoff games, but last night a goal and 3 helpers. So,
4.
That's all right.
Jamie Benn putting his fingerprints on this thing too. You sort of wonder at his age, you go through large swaths where you don't see him, but man, he
plays the right way.
Huge hit, knocks Taves out of the game. He did return, but it was
your point. Yeah, it feels like the damage is done when he spins off and clunks into Johnston. But this is another one of those things where you feel good. Hey, you know what, Rupe? Congratulations. Now he had 4 points, but this is his 7th 3-point playoff game.
Wow.
Pretty good. That's 3rd all-time among Finnish players. So he's got 7 3-point games. That's pretty good. Esa Tikkanen, he had 10. Jari Kurri had 28. So 7 is pretty good, Rupe. 7's, there's no shame in that. 7's good.
Meddling.
Jari did have 28 of them, but this is how you build. It's good to have goals.
Once they sign McDavid in free agency, Rupe's going to have a ton. It'll be just like Wayner passing to Jari. It's perfect.
And your Betway bet, now you had Nichushkin anytime, or what did you have?
I had 2 points Nichushkin. He has one Karamin off his leg, and that was it. So failed on that one. Because
he continues to roll. He's now 7 games to start the postseason, 7 goals. Ties Patty LaFontaine for the longest streak.
Really? Ever? Holy.
Ever? Yeah.
Ever?
Pretty decent. Yeah. But again, to kind of double back on your point, Colorado, they lost a crazy game against Winnipeg in round 1 that they could have easily won. And then here they lose in a game where they came roaring back and you felt like we just ran out of time.
Yep. Runway. And the other thing is you talked about it for the playoffs. You're like, what were the splits on Colorado home and away?
Yeah. Real good at home.
Best home team.
And so straight up below 500, I think it wasn't it?
It's brutal.
On the road.
They've stolen home ice and they're going home where they're not worried at all.
They're gone home.
They're gone home.
They're gone home. They're gone home.
The Ruskies going home?
Yeah, they're darn Ruskies.
Were they
hotel room? Is that what's going on there, Retro? You're spending the night, or are you driving to the Finger Lakes?
Stayed last night, stay tonight, head home tomorrow. Just
that's nice.
3-gamer. 2 today, 1 tomorrow morning, and home we go.
Is it you and a big boy, or is it little boy?
State camp.
State camp. So what would this camp lead to? A state team next year, or
this year? Last year they had a state camp, but there's nothing passed. This year they go to I think they must do like 8 regions out of the states, maybe 6 to 8 regions out of the states. And then they go to another, if you make it, you make it like New York State will have a team and they'll take that team to national tournament in July. It's year round.
Yeah.
So you want to play baseball, do you?
And hey, you know what? While we're at it, congratulations to Landon DuPont, who went first overall in the Western. I think there was some controversy there.
Was there?
As to
they did flip a coin. Yeah.
Who was going to go at number 1? But very cool for Mickey's kid, former Flame Mickey DuPont, that Landon goes at the number 1 spot.
That's it. That's the only kid that you're going to applaud.
No, I just because Ryan asked about your kid. I just remembered. Oh yeah, there was the draft yesterday.
The big humans boy got drafted to the Tri-Cities.
There we go.
Boy Owen,
young Weems.
Yeah. Wow, there's a whole whack.
There's a lot of kids that would have been drafted for sure. Yeah,
hundreds.
What was there? 5 from the Edge School.
Yeah, big class.
Went in round number 1. something like
round
that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
a
Lachlan Garris was an early second round, so another one.
yeah.
There's
Calder Hamilton taken by the Hitmen. That was their first rounder, 6th overall. He's from Martinsville, Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Nice little
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Well, there you go. There you go. Exciting day. And Rhett, now give your message.
And yes, I was just going to follow it up
Do
with
it.
I watched some of it yesterday, and then every time, just the first round, Cammie was doing a fine job.
Ah,
And then they put the name up, and then they put the team up with their last 5 or 6 first-round picks.
yep.
98% of those kids may not even be playing anymore. And there's certainly not household names, and it is not a ticket to the NHL.
No, it's a pat on the back. It doesn't guarantee you
It's a
anything.
great thing. The work needs to continue, kids. And mom and dad, if it didn't happen, it's all good.
That's the thing. If you got drafted, it's not a red carpet. And if you didn't get drafted, it ain't over. When did Jerome get drafted into the Western Hockey League?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I don't believe he was. If
I was going to
recall.
say,
Junior?
he's like his young man. He's a late bloomer.
Yeah, kids are friggin' kids, which is amazing for some of them. And your kid is one of them. The size, because I've got a 16-year-old, and I've had some younger humans living in my house over the last few years. Not a lot of them towering at 14 years of age necessarily. So, pretty good. So congratulations to everybody that got drafted and everybody that didn't. Keep punching.
Keep punching.
Keep punching.
Keep punching, bro.
No, I was thinking about because I know you're a big snorer. I felt bad for your kid because I'm guessing you're sharing a room. You haven't gone to Outdoor Dental for the snoring treatment.
All
Good
right.
point. I was worried about it. I tried to stay
know.
up.
Just the kid's got to perform. He's going to have no rest. He's going to have awful sleep, all because his dad is a big mouth breathing baboon who didn't go to Outdoor Dental.
With long arms, yeah.
Outdoor Dental. Dr. J. Patel, we've been telling you for months and months, and a lot of you have gone and done it, and I know some of you are still in the fence. What are you waiting for? Now's the time. Snoring treatments. It's the Soleil laser. They use it for the dental work, but they also use it to take away your snoring. It tightens up the soft palate, non-surgical, pain-free, and it's that darn soft palate. It's, you know what? It's your big, dumb, floppy, soft palate, Warner, which is why you're a big, gurgling bucko. 2 15-minute treatments. It increases the tension. It takes away your snoring. So now you're sleeping better. You're sleeping more sleep, quality sleep. You're happier. People around you are better because they're sleeping and you're better.
You can share a hotel room.
The whole thing. That's right. Outdoor.dental is the website. Check it out. Book yourself in. Go and get more details if this sales pitch isn't enough, and I don't know how it couldn't be. But if it isn't, talk to the people at Outdoor Dental. They'll give you more probably relevant and accurate information about it. And then you can book yourself in and start living life a little bit better, all thanks to Outdoor Dental website, outdoor.dental. Let's do the Pinder Report, which, what did you say? No snakes, but fails?
Well,
More fails
no, we
than
definitely have some snakes. We have
snakes.
some snake issues on the Google Drive. Apparently, this one video was so cringy that Google won't allow us to put it on the show.
Darn, hate that.
Mhm.
How big do you think that, Jack, when you...
Oh, it was massive.
Like how many feet?
I don't know.
30, 40?
It's wrapped around a tree. Yeah.
Yeah, like come on. You're just...
It's really thick.
Would you two shut the The Pinder Report, brought to you by Village Honda, because of course at Village Honda, it's the Honda Accord. The 2024 Accord was redesigned in 2023, and now it's even better. It was chosen as the #1 mid-size sedan by Car and Driver magazine, and they know what they're talking about. One of the most reliable vehicles on the road, is better than ever. Superior ride quality, reliability, impressive fuel economy, and it's all thanks to the EXL Hybrid. See it, feel it, drive it, own it. All at Village Honda, your dealership for life, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Village Honda presents
Ryan Pinder.
Fellas, let's look at the results from last night in the NHL playoffs. We talked about the Rangers and Canes, another victory for the Blue Shirts who've yet to lose in the postseason. And of course, an even series out west between the Stars and the Avs heading back to the Mile High City. Let's focus in. First off, the Panarin OT winner. Pretty Panarin clears his helmet.
I thought he was going off like Kachuk last year.
Look at that. Ooh, that's some good stuff.
Well, and if anybody would appreciate it, it would
Got
be
a little
you.
Misty watching it. It's beautiful stuff, Dean. That's an excellent high kicker. And of course, when you high kick, the internet's going to grab it and make some fun. So here we are. There is.
Yeah, they will.
Can.
Hey, it's New York.
Type up your live, Mr. Panarin. Very good. Very good. We showed it already. The Rangers power play has been incredible, but that would be underselling the penalty kill, which has outscored their opponent in 28 opposition power plays. Life's good right now if you're a blue shirt, hey? And then, oh, by the way, if anything gets crazy, we'll just throw Rempe out there. It was 240 pounds, 6'7". He'll fill your face with fists. Got some options there for Pete Laviolette, huh?
Yeah. Or we take him out and put in the 20-goal guy.
Yeah, whatever you want. Like, we can play it either way.
It's all good.
Here's what we alluded to before. The shot attempts, not even close. We're talking about nearly 80 more shot attempts over the course of 3 games. For Carolina, a lot of time in the O-zone. Go to the inner slot, though. The Rangers have got more shots there, and they actually have a higher expected goal total based on the higher quality of shot. And the expected goals really aren't that far off in the entire series. It's only 11-8 in the scoreboard, but yet 3-0 in the series. Yeah, it's quality versus quantity, fellas.
And even strength, Carolina outscoring the Rangers through 3 games. But Rod the Bod was saying, if there's a story to be written here, there's 2 stories. You can write one story about one thing, but it's the other one. That's the story. And the guy said, "What sorry, Rod, are you hammered?" Then Rod punched him in the face and went to do
Rod, come on.
Squats and bench press for 3 hours.
That was the story, that he was going to go do clean and jerks. Okay, got it.
Something like that, yeah.
Let's go to the other game. A major power play for Colorado that certainly could have swung things big time in their favor. I think Dallas scored the next 1 or 2. So
that's just it, right? Like I want to applaud Ben for playing a little old school and taking hits from there and making it happen. Don't want Taves to be hurt, I guess, but that shouldn't be a major. He hit him.
No, they did. They called the right thing. And I do like that after the big Pavelski thing against the Golden Knights, that you have the ability to review majors. So the officials did it right. You don't call it a 2, you call it a 5, and then you go look on the video and make the right call. It's just like, we're going to just go get this right, guys. Give us a minute. Perfect.
And also, don't cross-check guys to the back of the head either, Jamie Benn. Like that, what we saw there, that's okay. Debatable, clean hit, sure, okay. The cross-checking in the back of the neck head area, hard to defend. So keep staying away from that. Well done.
Rope hints love. We'll keep piling it on. Dino, you had the all-time finish multi-point games, the 3-point games. 4-point game puts him in some very elite class. Miro Heiskanen, Bobby Smith, Dino Cicerelli.
Chico, my old teammate.
Yeah, Dino was a playoff performer, wasn't he?
He was an everything performer.
A brave individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not huge, and did take a beating and scored a shit.
Watch him swing his stick. You're worried about Ben? Old Dino had a few stick swinging incidents.
Yeah. He lived in front of the net and took punishment. But if it crossed that line, who was it? Luke Richardson? Who did he? He swung his stick, hit Richardson, I believe, and then couldn't come back across the border to play games in
that
Toronto.
Good.
Yeah, as I recall, Dino.
Wow.
Got into a bit of a problem with the law.
He would get, I've said this before on the show, where he would get mad at you if you didn't shoot it hard enough in practice for him to tip pucks.
He's like, this is not simulating gameplay. Get the bleep out of here with this bullshit.
Isn't
that what Hasek said when you weren't practicing hard enough?
Yep.
And he was another one of those guys that was into the Hall of Fame way later than he should have. You go,
Dino,
how many games? Oh, lots. How many goals? Oof, a bunch. Points? Yep. Yeah. And I don't think he won a cup, did he? I think he was in Detroit right when they missed on those 90s teams. Kind of just didn't have the right timing there. Good play.
Timing's everything.
Yeah. But...
Leafs presser today. This is a very telling question and response. Brendan Shanahan, I believe it's Jonas Siegel of The Athletic asking the question.
Do you still believe this core group can win? And if so, why?
Well, that gets back to the essence of the opening statement. I think that when you there's a time, again, not to repeat myself, but there's a time where you look at the age and the development of players and you talk about patience. And then there comes a time where you see certain patterns and trends repeat themselves. Results repeat themselves. And that's what we have to do this summer. Without getting specific, I've said earlier, it's not our intention here today to single any one individual out or any one small group of this team out. We're talking about the whole team. What we are saying is that it has certainly become evident that we have to assess all of those things and assess whether or not we have to make some very difficult decisions this summer to make the team better.
Ooh, so yeah. Core 4? No more?
Pergola. Sorry.
Not up to Shanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Shanny's saying that if he's not in lockstep with the GM, right?
I don't.
mean,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah. The players have
players
the
with
cards.
the no moves.
Players have the cards for
You can
sure.
You can bitch and complain about it all. Well, no, but you want to make changes? Again, we started the show talking about it.
Yep.
They've got new pergolas. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and you got 1 year left on Tavares. You're not going to unload assets to move 1 year of him. He's been effective, not $11 million good, but he's a helpful player.
Noodles made it. Was it Noodles that brought up that the other day where it's like, do you not hand off the
Captaincy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I
don't know the room.
Unless we're in that room, we don't know who the real leader is, do we?
Can I not talk about it though? You hate speculating.
I really don't like that one because you keep talking about when you play. It's like what matters is what's in that room. And now that we're out of those rooms, it's like, how do we pretend to even have a clue who's the real leader?
So
But what we've seen sometimes is the captaincy will change, not necessarily because someone is right now deserving. It's almost to thrust them into needing to take that next step. You know what I mean?
What's an
I think
example of that?
I think
Is it
Dustin
Conrad
Brown was a
Kinlan?
fine captain in LA, but they moved the captaincy to Kopitar because this was the thing. This was the succession plan. This was how it was supposed to go. I think it would be not, is he a good leader or is Matthews a better leader? It's just, this is a way of Matthews. You are that's how it goes. This happens.
I just think it's something we can talk about, speculate.
Yeah. And I think if the biggest thing they do this season is move a fabric letter, I don't know that's material change, right?
Well,
like it's still the same guys in that room. I think we see a big trade or two this offseason for the Leafs.
Listen, it's the Pinder Report. You talk about what you want. I'm just trying to. You get in trouble for.
I love you chirping in. I have no problem with that. But anytime we can add some expertise, let's do it. Like I if there's issues with the Leafs, I put the captaincy well down the list of.
Oh, and I do
problems,
too.
Right.
That's
all I'm saying.
As a standalone discussion point. But I'm with you. Unless Marner wants to leave, and sometimes you say it, Rhett. Once a player knows that you want out or they want you out,
I don't. Yeah,
I think it's not going to be as hard as maybe it could be.
No, I agree. We're speculating.
Yeah.
Again,
Mitch, what do you want? What do you like? Well, I love playing in Toronto and I want to play here my whole career. Cool. You're a free agent in a year unless you take a pay cut. That's not going to happen. So now that you know that, let's talk about some other options for you.
Yeah. The
Harris
one is
we're going to cut your ice to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, tonight's games. What do we got? Two.
Blue Jays?
I got one. We got two. We got 1, 2 to 3 at the Blue Jays, 3 at about the Blue Jays 2. Back we go to Boston. Split. Okay. Scene switch there. Very lopsided results in games 1 and 2. Bruins dominate game 1. Panthers dominate game 2. We'll see how this shakes out at the Garden. And then back to what's feeling like an instant classic. Oilers Canucks game 2 from Vancouver, where they are tighter than a snare drum. Date out.
Yeah, they're puckered. Woo. Now, what I didn't understand is 2 days ago, Draisaitl misses some time, comes back. We're told after the game that it's equipment issues and cramping. And then yesterday, he's listed as day-to-day. I mean, get an IV in that German. You know, get some fluids into that big boy. Or if he's day-to-day, or fire your equipment guy. Because if he's not putting the right edge on the skates on the sharpener, then
if
you're still dealing with equipment issues. You know,
what are we doing?
still dealing with equipment issues the next day.
Throwing machine went down, Dean.
Players
need the big
friggin'
one.
day to day.
Day to day with cramps. Tough to see.
I hope he's okay.
Well, I
I hope he's okay.
Here's the thing.
Hey, T's and P's.
Maybe they're being sneaky and they've thrown everyone off the scent because no one would even have. They would all say, "Yeah, it is cramping in equipment." Oh my gosh!
Listen, listen. We just discussed this.
Genius.
We don't speculate on this show. We stick to the facts.
It's dangerous to do, Rhett. Dangerous.
Facts are the head coach that looked like he was tripping out on acid when Stuart Skinner played the puck out of the trapezoid said that it was cramping and equipment.
Yep.
I would also suggest it's a fact that that's a lie. Let's move to NBA. Luka Doncic, star player for the Dallas Mavericks, post game. Let's have a listen. Sound up, Jack.
One shot, so just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
What do you think? Okay. Okay, moving on.
Pause that, Jack. Did you guys? Did you hear that?
Yeah, kind of.
It sounded like someone might have been like stuck under some heavy equipment,
or had some P-Hub going on their phone or something.
Let's have another listen, different angle.
Turn that down.
Okay, moving on.
Oh boy. So is it the phone to the speaker, or is someone really celebrating that big victory?
It's a fine, whatever it is.
It's a hell of a fine.
It's a fine. Yeah, it's bad.
Hope
bad
it's
enough
worth
when your
the
phone
fine.
when your phone rings. Remember how Torts would get all pissed off when your phone would ring in a press conference? Imagine that.
I got to put some on right now.
Yeah, you have some handy, do you? Right in the old Starbucks.
Couple saved favorites.
They don't call it the Finger Lakes for nothing, if you know what I mean.
Oh, jeez.
Our boy Tim Nackey trying to breach a millie. Let's go.
It is day 88, going to Blackjack, admitting 10 cents for every Instagram follower. I've got there 1,240,000 of you now, so $124,000 punt is coming right up. Ladies and gentlemen, on day 88, I come to you with a $124,000 punt. We are going to go all on the nose today. The side bets we're discussing.
Turn up there, Jackie.
We will not even dabble. It looks like Moses has done his best work parting the sea on top of this woman's head. Ladies have been good to us. Be good now, honey. 8, go 10. 18 plays a jack. 18 plays a jack. I do not love it. If she rolls 10, it's roll tide and we are smoked. She goes low and we breach Millie 2.0. Go low, boys. Twist fingers, toes, invert your penis low. No, Nova Scotia. Day 2 on my stag. Forgive me, Father. I have been fucked by another woman. That is disgusting, but profit rolls hot, and I will see you all tomorrow when we will be bidding even more.
This is the dedication is to the craft is phenomenal. He's on a stag still hitting the hand today.
Well, on one hand, that win would immediately erase any type of hangover you have.
It would heighten the, Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, the loss would be like another kick in the nuts and really double it down.
And those are hard because usually you feel pretty good with an 18. An 18, you're feeling pretty good, but then it's a face, and then they hit 20 right on. There was nothing you could do. Nothing. You had to stay. You couldn't hit. She had 20. Damn it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
89B. I wrote something down here. Does it say gross? Someone say gross? Yeah. Oh, glass. There we are. Oh, just trying to get into This is a very Monday thing on a Friday. Oh, sweetie, come on. You're almost there. You're almost there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, my forehead. I just want to die. Oh. It's tough.
When that happened to Larry David on Curb, Lucy Liu didn't want to be with him anymore.
Lucy Liu.
Because he was, he was
embarrassing.
Old. He was an old man running into stuff. She just couldn't bring herself to be intimate with Larry anymore. Sad. I hope that girl, she looked younger. Doesn't have the same fate.
Fate to feet. Here's Rhett at the Golden Knights game getting busted, talking about saving some favorites here. Full brightness. Let's look at this. This is a intermissions. What are we doing? Dino, look at Rhett saving feet photos. This is unbelievable.
Save to file? Yes.
Favorite? Yes. Favorite? Add to folder? Yes. But look at the speed and ease he's operating here. And now they've got the cheerleaders. Bang, got that. Okay. Holy.
Is that DUG?
Rhett.
Is that the old man?
Sick old bastard.
Just fill in the folder, Rhett.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Extra memory card, everything.
Yeah. Hey, creep. Settle down.
It's almost like to just sit back and relax during the intermission. That guy was working. Like, that is some impressive bandwidth he's eating up.
He's focused.
He is focused. Hockey game? What hockey game?
Shoveler was trying to make your kid's bunk bed. That was a tough go. Is she doing okay?
She has been working on things.
Yeah, I know. So this jeez.
Damn.
Flexible. See how flexible she is, though?
Yep.
No problem.
There you go. Okay. Tough. That's a big fall, right?
Well, I was like, yeah, that was Devon Taves right there. That's kind of very similar.
But
that's
that's
the
actually
fall.
not,
It was the clunking of the head on the way down that hurt.
That's actually not a big fall. This is a
okay, good.
This is a big fall. Woo! Cliff jumping. Oh. Yeah, that's a bigger fall.
Look at the attention that guy's getting.
You can pause it right before impact, Jack. That'd be great. Yeah, that's a rock. Oh. What's going on there? Is he excited to get the help, or what?
Is that on that guy's phone? Is that the same?
Got the
Guy's
feet
a
there.
creep. Guy really is a creep. Let me get a closer look and see his.
Now, Rhett's out at Finger Lakes. He's rented a boat, but the problem is you get some of these people coming in from the bigger centers in New York, and they're they're living it up, not paying attention. There's Rhett and his crew trying to get a little fish in.
There, this guy under the boat was looking at feet.
Oh. And it's what's funny. You can hear the boat getting closer as you hear Will Smith's Miami. Yeah, there's. Now, did you
whatever his name is?
So that again?
The guy off of Shark Tank or whatever it is. Didn't he have a boating accident?
Oh yes,
yeah,
Mr. Wonderful. I think it was his chick, if I remember correctly.
Or she took the fall from one of the two.
And it was dark, and
it's definitely one of those things. Not ideal.
Not worth joking about.
Nope. Did you pay for the insurance though at the boat rental place? Because that's a bit of a scratch there.
Well, and they both had angling hoodies on, right? So these people are not new to the water.
It was not their fault.
The other boat, it's the other boat, maybe.
It's like someone was not paying attention while they were, moving around, right?
Yeah.
That was like when Rhett was riding his bike down Deerfoot. Do you remember that?
Well, I'm a big bike.
That is Deer. Yes.
With your e-bike that you stole.
Rhett, what are you doing?
I don't care. You want me to bike? You got all these bike lanes downtown?
That's not a bike lane. That's Deerfoot.
How am I supposed to get to the bike lane?
You know who would be happy with you, Rhett? Friggin'
Nenshi. Friggin' Nenshi.
Yeah.
This is the kind of bike path I'd like to see Rhett try. This is somewhere in the UK, I think, from the accents. He's got it's like a tow rope behind a truck. Let's go. Ramp here. House.
House.
You gotta be kidding me.
God! Oh my! Ow! Wow.
That's
nailed it.
Incredibly stupid and successful. Well,
well, and you know what? He's less stupid than the others because that was also a Red Bull thing. So at least he's getting paid for the stupidity. People doing that for free, that's a tough go.
Yeah. How much though?
Hopefully lots. I don't know, Dean.
I just wanted. We'll give you $1,500. Can you do $2,000?
After tax, I got
Still feels light.
$829.
Insurance?
Yeah.
You like magicians, Rhett?
Fish and magician?
You love magicians. Here's a great act that did not go sideways at all. So I think the magician has asked 2 members of the audience to come pull a chain that's wrapped around his neck, which I'm sure he's got some sort of sneaky out for, right? Here we go. Stop signs up. Okay, yeah, we're good. I'll just now watch the curtain. Ta-da!
Drag him.
Are you alive, sir?
That'd be
Where's
great.
the
It's just
hook
very
when you need
slow.
it?
His feet start sliding underneath the curtain.
Night, night.
Needs
Now
some
for
work,
my
maybe.
final trip.
Who
I
switched
will-
the chain?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Just
Why
needs some work.
Shoveler switched the chain?
Maybe we can do that with you, Ryan. Rhett and I will grab the
I'm
chain.
not a magician.
No?
No.
Can we still do it anyway? Or
I'm gonna need to be compensated.
all right,
$800.
none.
Dean, I really wanted to show you this video of like a 30-foot snake climbing a tree in the rainforest. It's not working, so I'm gonna have to show you a much smaller snake. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay,
Please.
let's do it. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Good texture there, isn't it?
You effing this guy. AI, right?
Delicious.
Don't understand why this is
Yeah.
having to happen.
I had to replace the snake video with another. The snake's not alive, Dean. I don't want you to be worried about that. She's totally fine.
I'm not really worried about
Just in
that.
search of a good, healthy snack.
Protein.
Yep. Rhett, you like seafood?
I don't like anything right now after seeing that.
What do you mean? Now, this guy must be cleaning up garbage on the beach, okay? What's under there? Sort of suction cup. Oh! It's my nightmares. That's what. Ceviche, Dean?
What the hell is that?
That's your Pinder Report for
It's an-
Friday. That's what
It's
that
an
is, Dean.
octaflap. Village Honda, so proud. Huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. They've got all makes, they've got all models, they've got all budgets. Why go from dealership to dealership to dealership looking and looking when you have access to more than 500 pre-owned vehicles through Village Honda alone because of their dealership group? It's your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary, Northwest Auto Mall, and online at villagehonda.com.
Someone wondering if we can go back to the guy with the feet on his phone.
Nope. Creep. No, we can't. Do your own sick Googling on your own time, please. Tough pivot here. Optimize your sexual function with Aroused. The website is bearoused.ca. As men, we get older. And as we get older, like most things maybe just don't work like they used to, or don't work properly anymore. And rather than be quiet about it and stew about it and feel awkward and maybe your self-esteem takes a bit of a shot, why don't you talk to the people with the Mod Medical Clinic, bearoused.ca. We may even joke about it, right? Oh, hey, ha, yeah, ho, ha. But these can be serious and difficult issues to deal with. Doctors, sometimes they'll prescribe the blue pill, but it doesn't treat the source. Treat the source, not the symptom, is kind of what it's all about. Preventative treatments for men think of it like working out before you have health issues. Safe place to prevent and preserve your sexual function. It's drug-free. And the thing about it is, you got a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Emsella and Viasure, both with different techniques. The Viasure, soft wave technology, 15-minute treatments, forming new blood vessels, which increases blood flow to your penis. And the Emsella, if you are having to get up at night to pee once, twice, if you're getting up at night and you're under the age of 60, you shouldn't be getting up at night to go to the washroom. Just should not have it. Proven treatment for men to regain control over their bladder, promote prostate health, improves erections. There's any number of reasons to visit bearoused.ca if you're a man that's looking for a little bit of help, a little bit of even just some advice, some info. It's all healthy conversation, and it's all healthy at bearoused.ca. Do check it out. Bearoused.ca is the website.
That Emsella chair with those foot photos, you're just flying. Let's go.
Just dialed it.
You're just sitting there waiting, eh, Pinder? You couldn't help yourself. Just stop talking, Dean. Stop talking so I can talk about the feed.
I got a singer.
It was Rex Ryan, eh? Rex had that.
Yeah, allegedly.
Apparently, it's a big thing.
I guess so.
So
I don't really, again, not judging.
Wouldn't you just move somewhere like Florida and just hang out on the beach all day, you creep? Just
think about it. Right?
Hanging out at the beach in Florida can solve a lot of different.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't have to be feet, doesn't it?
No.
Good point by you, Rhett. Good point by you.
Yeah, great point. Awesome. These are awesome points. Let's get to the Great Clips inbox, shall we? It's Friday.
Love
Great Clips. With more than 4,400 hair salons throughout the United States and Canada, Great Clips is the world's largest hair salon brand and official hair salon of the NHL. You saw it on the rink boards there yesterday. Great Clips.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story? Go to Great Clips, because my kid didn't go to Great Clips. His mom took him somewhere and he got the lines in his hair. And two of them on one side are going kind of from back to front and downwards.
Okay.
The other side from back to front going upwards. You know what I mean?
Catch the wind and spin, yeah.
The flaps are fighting each other.
You'll just be turning in circles. Hey, so when you're rowing a boat, if you're both hey, why is your oar on doing this the wrong way?
What in the F is that?
What's on your head?
Great
dude?
Clips.
That's not Great Clips. Your time is valuable. You can use the Great Clips check-in app. You'll see what the wait time is. You check in on your phone and get the haircut when you want, so you don't need to be sitting there and waiting. They're saving you your time. You can opt in for a ready next text alert. So just check the box. They'll notify you when your estimated wait time reaches 15 minutes and it's time to head to the salon. So by all means, can't recommend it enough. Get the Great Clips check-in app. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
They won't cut you sideways and backwards.
No, they won't. They'll have that figured out for you, for sure. Been a lot of fighting in the chat today, I've noticed. A lot of fighting.
There's a lot of Dustin Wolf slander and goaltending experts that somehow are watching this show all day rather than working for NHL organizations and teaching goalies.
Well, listen, don't
these guys that are sitting in here pretending to work.
Yeah. Don't disparage the people, the viewers and the listeners. They
interact.
It's like Wolf's too small. No, he's not. Wolf's not 6 feet. Yes, he is. He's tall. No, he's not tall. He's too small. He's 6. The Marky's 6'6", but this guy's not 6'6". You're right, but then it's almost
also
as though
Markstrom for some weird reason. Like he's going to finish probably like 5th to 8th in Vezina voting, and that's the NHL GM. So I guess if he could just get one of those GM jobs, then he obviously knows more than those GMs if Markstrom doesn't finish in the top 8. But
anyway, to the Great Clips inbox from Mark. Boys, love the pod.
Ooh,
I got Crescent Liquor in Cranston to start bringing in BBC. Oops, I mean BBB. Love it.
Creston.
I brought the fellas that case of
Did you?
Which fellas? What are you talking about? The fellas?
Well, all
The 15-year-olds.
dads, the dads.
The underage. Oh, the dads and coaches. I got you.
There you go. Were they impressed?
Well, we're gonna dig into it after this is
As
over.
you should. As you should. Fair enough. Now, more from Mark on the B. Rhett, do you know or have any stories of players going back to their billet houses? Do players ever go back to say hi? Thanks from Mark.
After moved out.
I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
down
for
the
sure.
road.
A lot of those, they're family.
Yep.
And listen, I'm a loser father. Like if my kid went and lived with another billet, probably would want to spend more time with the billet than in my house. So a lot of those people become very, very close.
I'd feel like it's aunts and uncles are closer, right? Like that's a really important bond for a young guy in formative years.
Now that being said, you can get some real duds.
Yeah, I bet.
There is that happens as well. So
yeah,
careful.
Like,
what
hey, do you want to sit down and do some puzzles? You're a loser. No, I don't want to sit and do puzzles.
I lived with a guy. All he did was puzzles, tea, buns. Never left the house.
Total loser, right?
Dude,
everybody else is talking about how
dream.
their billets are so great. It's like this fat just sits at home and eats and does puzzles.
Ranch on everything.
Yeah.
Buddy, that's the jigsaw outlaw right there, living his dream.
Wait, what? Awkward. Hey, Barn Burner Boys. This is from Jeremy. I have a question for each of you. Don't want to leave any of you out. First one for Retro. If the Flames organization were to offer you a job on the coaching side or to work with Conroy, what would your stipulations to work there be?
What's your rider?
Example, unlimited cheesecake. What would your rider be?
Access to the guy's food.
Guys, which guys?
The players.
Players
really?
have food down in the dressing room. I want access to that food.
I see what you're saying. You want the chefs for the players, actually. Yeah.
But so the coaches, and they kind of do, right? How does that work?
Yeah.
Like, can Depot go in there and sniff around, or is that kind of?
It's weird. These players are very particular about who can and can't. And then if you get one asshat that's kind of on the fringe of being able to go in there and is always in there, and then they just slam the door on everyone. We don't want anyone around. It's too distracting.
Yeah, it's too distracting. There are interesting stories though about players within the team or personnel within the team, staff, brass that like to use the weight room, the showers, the food, all that sort of thing. And it's like, why is he here?
He's naked in the sauna again.
Shouldn't he be selling tickets? It's game day.
He puts a bunch of talcum powder on his feet and then walks around, and there's feet marks all over the carpet.
Part-time sweet salesman is in the sauna naked again.
He's not selling shit in there. What's going on? These guys already got in.
So you want to eat the food. All right. Fair enough. And also to that end, if you were offered a coaching job or a, front office job, what are you going for?
Oh, come on.
Well, I think I'd like to coach, but
yes.
Okay. So I get my dream. Yeah. I'll coach.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not.
You don't want to be punching the clock in some cubicle. Screw that shit. You're a coach.
I will probably take any of the above.
Pinder, when you do your high kicks, and if you have your step app on, if you do one high kick, does that count as 2 steps? Potential life hack. He's thinking maybe you can maximize things.
I don't have a step app. I'm not worried about getting steps.
Podiatrist? What?
Podiatry?
Because it would be. Now, some people have more. I'm just trying to think. Are you like a field goal kicker? It's like 1, 2, kick? Or are you just standing static kick? Or what's your
both, but I like to walk into it.
Yeah, I think it's like almost a back step, 4-step.
That's true. Yeah. Are you going back and then
you rock? You got to be momentum moving forward and then just shoot like Panarin.
Right.
Yeah, no, you can see it. He loads up and he lets her fly.
Yeah. Yeah. Back and shoot.
It does tend to work better with alcohol. I haven't figured out that correlation yet.
And third for Boom, went to see my brother in Kelowna back in April to watch WrestleMania. We were following your adventures with you and your kid. We both agreed WrestleMania 40 easily one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. Would you agree? What was your favorite match? It's the only WrestleMania I've ever been to. I thought it was great. I do. I think it was probably. I mean, they're 2 days now. I think there's room for soft spots, but yeah, I thought it was very good. Favorite match? I don't know. I mean, it's tough to beat the end when The Rock and Cena and Undertaker and everybody comes out. It was pretty cool. There were some good matches, though.
Yeah.
There were some very good matches. And this one for Jack. Jack, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Jack, do you listen to Dolly Parton now since the heavy unfortunate truth was unveiled that you didn't even know who she was?
Yeah.
Are you
I
now
can't
familiar?
say that I have. No.
Do you know who Dolly Parton is?
I do know who she is.
I think he knew, but the name didn't click.
Yeah, that's what it was. When I saw a picture, I knew who she was. I didn't put the face name, but no, I haven't been listening to Dolly Parton.
Yeah, there's some parts of Dolly same age as Jack. He's familiar. He knows what's up.
All right. Thanks, boys. Keep punching. And Oilers suck. That is from Jeremy.
It is a game day.
If you start seeing stars after you cough, is that a good sign? Is that
great sign? Yeah, that means stardom's on the way.
This is an awkward one. I feel it's for you, Jack.
Oh dear.
From Landis to the Great Clips inbox. Hey, Jack, marry F kill Boomer Pinder Warner.
Are you familiar with this game, Rhett?
So it would be Mary F kill. And usually you're given, maybe for guys, be 3 ladies or whatever it is.
Usually
so Jack now has to marry one of us, kill one of us, and F one of us. You know what? I'm somewhat intrigued, actually.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh my God.
So you got to live with one, you got to party with the other, and you got to off the third.
And you got to, yeah.
That's basically what we're talking here.
Bad chance of killing me, Jack. I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
Yeah, no.
No, that's not part of it.
That's not it at all. It's not who's going to fight.
Yeah.
Got a hitman.
This is horrible.
You got to do it. It's a Great Clips inbox.
Okay,
I'm
marrying Boom. Great family man. Raised some great kids.
Just chef.
Hey, and great cuddler.
Great cook.
Oh, we're gonna snuggle up, me and you. Oh yeah.
You say you're effing me. You're
either getting killed or you're getting fucked, Rhett. I'm sorry.
I'm killing Ryan. And I'm effing Rhett.
Wow. Well, I'm good at it, Jack. It'll be fun.
Well, it's been great working with the Great Clips. That was a fun
there you go.
We had. It was a really good.
There is.
All good things must come to an end, though.
So, I mean, I'm okay with the marry. I feel good with that. Ryan, how do you feel about being the killed?
Well, once I wasn't getting married, I was kind of okay with that outcome.
Right.
But you getting married, that was the surprising one. I mean,
now, Rhett,
you're same neighborhood. I don't know what's the marriage thing there.
Yeah. So you're not dying, but you're not getting wet. You and
Jack
Jack
is a young, good-looking fellow. We can make things happen.
You're just the side piece. That's some good stuff right there. Just there.
You okay with
just the long weekends and the trips?
Boom's going to find out he's going to kill me.
Yeah, I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it. It's all good. Good stuff. There's no following that
again. God damn it.
Yep, there's no following that. Great Clips. The Great Clips inbox. You can email your questions through. We go through it every week. Great Clips inbox at FlamesNation.ca. And yes, you're not going to have to go very far to find a Great Clips salon near you. 4,400 of them between the US and Canada. And get the Great Clips check-in app. You're going to see all the locations, the wait times at each of them. You get in line, you opt in, boom. And you're basically in line and waiting without being in the salon. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
That is.
You're going to have to work for it, Jack. It ain't coming easy, buddy. You're going to put some time in.
So you're saying that the MFK, it's not just an automatic. There's some effort that has to go in.
Yes, absolutely.
So you need to be courted.
I got to be wooed. I need some wooing.
How are you going to woo them, Jack? What I mean, you know Rhett
None of
now
that
for
Bill
a while.
Cosby crap.
It's
Don't want none
some
of that
food.
Bill Cosby crap either.
It's a nice meal.
It's 6 appetizers just for Rhett, and then the entrees.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And Jack's just taking the easy way out. He doesn't want to learn how to cook. He's just living with Boom. He's going to just eat like a king. Old Boom Cat going to be in his apron in the kitchen all day.
Jack came over for American Thanksgiving. We had a heck of a good time.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have no worries marrying Boom. Watch football. He'd cook me dinners, take care of me.
And I'm dying soon. Yeah. So all this is going to be yours, Jack.
Oh, wow.
All this is going to be yours. Might need a prenup.
Apparently I'm dying soon too.
Let's do our Betway bets and let's get the H out of here.
Yeah,
we'll have a weekend and enjoy it for sure.
Mother's Day, don't you forget.
Yeah, Mother's Day, guys. Mother's Day.
I've written it down every day for a week and a half.
Well, I've done what I've always do as well, where I've bought the card free. Make sure I don't forget to have a card.
Yeah.
I don't know where I put the card.
Oh no, it's like the gift card stack. Yeah.
Gotta find the card. Sorry. That way.
Card.
She loves cards. If I just get a card, I'm
Rhett's an old honey dripper. He gets romantic. I remember the first time I set my eyes on you at the Key Bank Arena.
A lightning bug card. You're the light of our kids' lives and such. It's beautiful.
No, Boom?
Music.
He's like, go! Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Betway, create a new account, scan the QR code on the screen, redeem your bonus. You place a bet, no minimum amount required. If that bet loses, you will get a refund up to $200. You use that and you go and bet on your favorite sports once again. Only available outside of Ontario. Hello, Betway. Oilers, Vancouver. Hyman scores all the time. And you know what? If he gets, because he's got 9 goals in 6 games. If he gets to 10, it's going to be one of the fastest paths to 10 goals in a single playoff. Then because I think old Newsy Lalonde or somebody did it in 4 games or something stupid back. I think they didn't have goalies then. But 9 and 6 for Hyman. Give me an anytime goal plus 100, a regulation win for the Oilers plus 125. If they don't mess themselves in game 1, they win in regulation. I will take them again with a regulation win here at a plus 125.
You were talking about the Panarin free agent signing. I hate to give credit to the Oilers, but the Hyman one.
I know.
I won win for an Oilers GM. I'm going to jump on the Connor McDavid just doesn't get held off the shot clock and bounces back in a big way because that's kind of the course of his career. Bad nights followed by monster nights typically. Over 3.5 shots pays plus 115. And just because I like watching Jack try to spell Kikuchi's last name, we're going to go 8+ strikes tonight. Strikeouts, against the Twinkies. Twins visit Toronto as they open a weekend set at the Rogers Center. Plus 275, Kikuchi. Let's get going. Phantom, baby.
How are the Jays doing?
They split in Washington.
Shitty, Dean, is the answer. Shitty.
They are in the worst 10 in pitching and batting. The pitching, I am not worried about. The batting is becoming a massive issue. I think Bo Bichette is hitting 190. He's a career 300 hitter. And Vladdy's finally put together a nice 2-week stretch, but it's the first he's had all year. If those two don't hit, they're fucked.
Yeah, last in the AL East. It's weird seeing.
What are they, 3 under?
With Baltimore.
See how he didn't answer your question?
Yeah, 3 under, 7.5 back.
Yeah, they need a heater here to get on the rate side of 500. It feels like at best they're a wild card, but it's also a year where they got a ton of free agents. If they're ugly at the deadline, this is a absolute fire sale, liquidation world.
Are you going to do the Tina Turner with the baseball standings too?
I don't think the draft matters that much. No. Like, we took this kid. Like, he's going to college. Okay, well, try again later.
New seats though, right? They did a whole bunch of upgrades.
They did the 100s. It's apparently very, very nice. I know the outfield district was done last year. I got to see that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the 100s are just, the seats are pointed the wrong way. You don't need a seat pointed at center field when you're at a ballpark. And that's because it used to be that multi-facility where the Argos played as well. So they got everything looking the right way now. And very, very, very nice renovation. What's that?
Argos aren't moving back.
I think they're still around, but they're definitely not playing there.
Oh.
Well, we know their quarterback isn't playing.
Not for 9 games at least.
Yeah.
They have cup holders now. It's a good point in the chat. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah, cup holders. Huge year. Big year.
Yeah. Dollar dogs and cup holders.
Create a new account with Betway. You scan the QR code that you had on the screen, and you redeem a bonus. There it is. Look at that. I mean, look at it. Cute little QR code. Only available outside of Ontario. And again, it's kind of a whoopsie. Place a bet. If it loses, you'll get a refund up to $200. It goes back into your account. You use it again to bet on your favorite sports. Thank you, Betway. Only available outside of Ontario. Coming up next week, Ryan, you have a big a big event coming up on
Thursday night, Strathmore at the Origin Brewery. We're going to hang with the Sutter brothers. It is the 6 Sutter Shooter Hot Stove Lounge. I believe we'll have 4 or 5 setters. That's a lot. Not the whole set, but almost. It is a 7 o'clock start. Tickets are $20. Go to Eventbrite to find them. Just throw an Origin or Sutter, and you're probably going to get there pretty quick. That is next Thursday, 7 o'clock in Strathmore. Should be fun.
QR code on the screen there, too, if you want to.
Look, QR, that's great idea. Let's full screen that, Jack, so people can give that a zap. Didn't really get that much bigger, did it?
QR code, $20 goes to the Sutter Benevolent Fund. Pinder going to be directing traffic, stories, laughs, beers. And it's if you want to have the barn burner blonde, I would be okay with it. I know it's all about the Sutters and that, but there's
lots of great beer there. I just
healthy
wouldn't want to neglect any of the beers back there, so I'm going to make sure I have one of each.
And I think it was it's like the anniversary. It's the birthday of their hard iced tea.
Oh God, is that deadly? Yeah. It's hard iced tea weather. I don't know if you've seen it, Rhett. 25 degrees C today in Calgary.
Let's go.
That is some hard iced tea weather.
That changes people's attitudes.
Big time. Yeah. And we're freezing your hands at kid ball. We are into summer mode this weekend.
Yeah. And you know what? It's actually 2 or 3 days now. We've had some nice weather. Feels like we're due for sure. Oilers tonight. And will they go again on Sunday, or do we know what the?
Yeah, they got a Sunday 7:30. They love those early start times. 7:30 in the morning, I'm sure.
So when we talk on Monday, when we reconvene, what's our best guess as to what this series is going to look like?
2-1.
3 rep Canucks. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
2-1's probably a fair assessment. Yeah.
2-1's probably fair. Do you have a feel which way?
I think Vancouver wins one of the next 2.
I think they win tonight.
And if you don't, it feels almost like you lose a bunch of momentum because home ice is gone. You've got some doubt. You've got to play well tonight. Draisaitl theoretically will be less hobbled as time passes. This is your great opportunity, Vancouver.
Oh, they'll have so many tranquilizers in him. It'd be like a racehorse, just gimping around. He'll be out there.
Look like Ben Johnson on the starting line and Seoul. Yeah.
KQ with the best. Hope both teams lose. Yeah, I don't know. There's 2 games like tonight and Sunday. It's going to be tough for both of them to lose both of them.
If each loses one, I think I'm okay with that.
That'd be all right. Yeah, that'd be all right. Now, there is a way. I'll do my thing on this end, but of course, Rhett, it is an Oiler game day. So you know what you need.
It is an Oiler game day, and
I'll do the thing. I'll say farewell, and then you can do the thing, and then Jack will do the thing, and we'll be done. Does that sound all right?
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.
Oilers suck.